All right, first things first, we want to put on our night vision. We are in a okay spot. It's not amazing. We're in Svetley right now. We could have a spawn that's over here, and we could have a spawn that's coming from back behind us that direction. So we're going to push up quickly over this hill. I'm going to hit my my SJ6 and my Propitol. The reason I want to do those two things is SJ6 is going to let me run a lot longer, and the Propitol is going to both passively heal me and give me PKs, a painkiller, so that if I get shot, I'm not stunned, and if my legs are broken, I'm able to keep moving. We do want to double check that we're on full auto. Looks like we are. When you're running a P90, by the way, although the hipfire is quite good, I would heavily recommend relying on ADSing. I don't say that about a lot of guns, but guns like the Vector and the P90 are really, really, really good if you actually ADS in with them, and even in like scrapping fights, because the ADS speed is extremely fast, and you're going to be that much more accurate when you're clicking on heads. It's also a gun you should definitely aim for the head with. Outside of Altons, a P90 with good ammo is going to go through pretty much all headgear. So Altons and like the Mashka Killer's helmet. So we're watching our left and right. We've got an SJ6 rolling. After doing a quick check, we're going to keep moving as fast as we can. We could have had a God tier west side spawn, which is over in that corner, that's beating us to resort right now. But more than likely, we're going to get there second or third if we're moving fast. And if that God tier west spawn didn't happen, we should be the first to arrive at the resort. So we had an okay spawn. So we're pushing all the way up towards this goalie. We're coming up on west side. Once I get over this hill right here, we want to do two things. One, we want to check to our right. We're going to move a little slower so we have better audio. You don't see anybody approaching from down this side. We could have someone that was from corner rotating all the way over to right here. And we want to watch our left on the rocks. Looks like we're pretty clear, so I'm going to push hard and fast up top. And once we're up here, I want to do a quick look around, check all angles where people might be. Again, roam the screen with your eyes. Don't just use your peripherals. Actually look at corners. Make sure you're paying attention to all around you. So there's something important we have to do right here. There's a chance for cultists to be at the resort. So again, trying to make sure we stay alive and get in there. We got to weigh this cautiously. So we're going to step up to this tree right here. This is usually what I utilize. And we're going to peek here. There's usually a cultist here if they're going to be here. I see no cultist. Looks like we're clear. We're going to push up. I'm going to jump the fence. Getting right to this corner. We're in a pretty decent place to move from here. I always want to double check my PKs at this point. We've got 104 seconds. That's a lot of time to both get into the resort and start doing things. So we're on west side, so we've got some priority rooms we want to hit. Let's start moving. Pushing up, watching left using free look. Sometimes I think I might hear something, so I hop up on here. Look in the window. It's an easy way to kill Sanitar sometimes, but it can be dangerous. We're going to hop up, and we're going to go inside. So, especially when I'm on west, and sometimes on east as well, I really like to start from the top floor and move my way down. So outside of pantry, which you can give a quick double check, we're going to grab this filter. But we're going to move on quickly. I'm going to move upstairs, go up to third. You always want to watch this window as you approach. Quick check left in case you miss something. And I'm going to rush into this room right here. Two things I would recommend doing as soon as you're in this room. Quick lay down. See if you hear anybody moving on second floor. When you lay down in Tarkov, if you're on an elevated floor and there's a floor beneath you, right, you can actually hear people moving beneath you. So you get audio for both levels. I'm assuming this is the scav. So we hear him approaching. I'm going to step the corner here. Yep, it is the scav. I'm going to kill that scav real quick. Man, that floodlight is bright. If you run post effects, I would recommend turning them off when you're running night vision. We're going to prioritize hitting 311 first. So we're going to do two things here. First, do a little peek, nothing that side. Little peek, nothing that side. We're going to push over towards 311. Watching that staircase. Again, ADSing right on where someone would be. And then we're pushing over here. We haven't heard any audio to believe that people are around at the moment. So we got a rooster right here. Letexes can spawn right here. Graphics cards and high-value items are going to spawn right here. And then also, don't forget about this. So you see this newspaper stack. You want to check like right here. You will get a peripheral dot even if you can't see the item. Letexes, graphics cards, bitcoins. Sometimes they'll merge underneath that newspaper. Checking that staircase. And we're going to hard push up. The first thing we want to do is check that bush. People like to sit in that. Then we're going to open 303, and we're going to go to 301. Okay? So 303, the reason I open that room is if someone walks up right now as I'm opening this, if you go inside this room, there are ways to escape, but it's very much a kill box. You're funneled in here, and you're stuck. If you have 303 open, you can use it to have a little bit more mobility in your fight. Right now, there's an event where you have super max extra strength. So it's kind of hard to do that jump through without hitting your head. But before that, you can kind of use it to run across. But from here, we're currently safe and secure. No one's approaching. So we're just going to go right back across, go in, and let's take a look at what we got for loot. So we got a sheriff's badge. It's pretty solid value. We're going to check on the floor again. It's that peripheral dot. I can't see what it is at the moment, but if I look around, I'm going to find it. Double check there's nothing more. We're all right. Let's cut out onto the walkway. First thing you want to check is right here, but stay low. Sandy sometimes is in that building or a random scab, so you want to keep your head ducked and check there. Then we're going to walk in. All right, looks like we got at least one good value item so far. So this is a defib on the chair. Going to grab that. Always check the table. That's where Lettuxes can spawn. And then you're going to obviously have the computers for graphics cards. So, as you can see, on this night raid, playing this night raid, it's pretty dead. So if your goal is to make money, you want to get out alive, and you're okay with not having PvP, compartmentalize to one server selection, essentially. Don't have multiple servers selected. They are grouped now. So it's like north, central, northwest, you know, those sort of things. Pick the one server that you have the best ping on, and don't do the rest of the bundles if you're trying to go do this, and then run night raid. We're going to check the floor in front of us. Nothing spawned here, so no Letty straight here in the middle. And we're going to check underneath the newspaper. So nothing underneath the newspaper this time. That is all right, but you always want to double check it. Stims. We love stims. This is why I carry an extra injector case. It's just to have a full pack for stims. Let me tell you, it has paid for itself many, 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 many times over. So it's definitely worth it if you have the money. All right. We're going to take a brief moment, and we're going to look at our inventory right here. Every single item that I have right now is over 12K per slot, per single space, right? This square. So the badge is great. It's like 30. Relays on market are probably 25, 30. The defib is 140 for one slot. Got all that stuff. One of the things we want to think about, too, is what are the guaranteed selling prices? We are guaranteed going to sell the defib to therapists and the badge. So we're going to put our CMS kit out, because altogether this is about 20K in guaranteed selling. And we're going to put this here, and we're going to put this here. So we're optimizing what we get out of our raid. We don't want to take our set case out, the injector cases. We want to keep our ammo, that's good money, and our ibuprofen. We don't really want to move those out, so we're just going to put those two items there. The rooster's good. So far, everything we have is pretty solid. The worst thing is probably the meds. They're only 11K, 12K. The rest are significantly better. The rooster is pretty good. People look at the rooster and go, oh, I need that. That's like 60K. In 4 slots, 60K is what, 15? So this is only 15K per slot. Some of these are actually better. If I have, let's say, 4 SSDs, I definitely want to take that over rooster if it comes down to choosing between. I'm going to run across 303 in case anybody's holding that angle and we didn't hear him. And I'm going to lay down. Don't hear anybody underneath. I'm actually going to turn my floodlight on, coming around the corner here, checking bottom, checking to the right. And then we're going to hit this rotation, looking down and then turning. That's my favorite way to do that drop, because our next priority room is 205. And this is the red keys. This is the west side of the map for 205 and 301 so far. Right? Double checking all around. So you can get a Lettux spawn here where the splint is. You can also get one on the chair. You can get one on this table over here, and you can get one on this table. So we got a stim this time. Sometimes stims will spawn on the ground, and sometimes tech items will spawn on the carpet. So double check that. Money, rubles, US dollars are not usually worth picking up if you do not have a docs case or a sick case. If you do, and it's just free space, you might as well pick it up. It'll add value to it. All right, we're going to check the gearbox. Gearbox is going to have great value per slot items. Let's take a look at what we got. M scissors, only 7K per slot. That's not great. We're going to take them for now, in case we don't find anything else. But we're going to be looking to drop these M scissors before probably anything else right now. The spark plug on market and the duct tape can be above 12K, so we're going to grab them for now as well. We're going to check. No red card here. That is a red key card spawn, a very valuable item. Calyx are awesome to pick up. These are going to be 20K plus per slot. We love that. Checking the med bag. Soap is usually a little less, so we're not really worried about the soap. That's really unfortunate. These guys are usually only like 9K, 8K, sometimes even less, and they don't sell well to therapists. I typically don't go loot Death Hallway. So over to our left is a hallway that a lot of people go to. Second floor, west side of Resort, is a very busy place. You've got 218, which is a red key card room. You got 220, which is a pretty solid room. 219 also has stims. You have 216, which is technically a graphics card room, used to be a LEDX room, and is a quest room. So you have this really kind of concentrated area of loot. I don't think it's worth going for. If you're trying to maximize your potential for getting good loot and surviving, I would recommend not going to Death Hallway. So we're actually going to make one last stop on this side, and that's going to be going down to 104. There's a couple ways we can do this. You can run across on the Death Hallway. I'm not going to. I'm going to go on the outside staircase. I'll listen real quick for people below. Don't hear anyone. Let's swing down with our laser. We could have scabs down here. We could have people down here. Checking our corners. And we already checked the pantry. So at this point, swinging out. Watching left. Let's look around. I see no one here. Still be mindful. Sanitar can spawn in this hallway. There are med bags you can go hit, which are obviously good value and definitely worth hitting in this hallway as well. But they're not my priority. My priority is heading to 104. There's several reasons to go to 104. It's a graphics card spawn, it's a LEDX spawn, and it is a chance for a blue key card, though it is very rarely going to happen. The blue key card will be on the desk here. Something is trying to... Oh, it's just US dollars. I always get baited by the dollars, but that is where it will spawn, is on this desk. Then, up in this corner, we got additional med spawns. This is where the LEDX will be. And this corner where the blood set is where you'll usually find the graphics card if it's there. So this is a great room. And now we have to make a choice. Again, if we're talking survivability, if we're talking making sure we get money, we move fast, and we get out of the raid alive, we got a couple options here. I'm going to go with my favorite option, which is traveling low ground and shooting through the windows. You could go glass hallway, very dangerous. You could rotate to admin. There is a LEDX spawn there. It's not very common, and you're going to run into a lot of scavs. And admin is a place with a lot of weird audio, so not a great place. And admin is right over there. I'm going to go to just my laser. I'm going to look through. I'm going to shoot this out. Now, I would recommend hitting a PK before you run across like this, because it can be very dangerous. But got running ahead of us. I think it's just a scav. I typically go through this. People can hide in here. Swing left, right. Make sure full auto's on. Check that doorway. And we're going to do a quick check here. Now, we're late to this side, right? People could have come in and hit it. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to go up above so we can gain more information. So we're going to go up above, watching the staircase. Stop to listen. And going up to third. If someone was still on this side, the most likely place they'll be is third, because they're making their way through looting upwards. That's how most people do it. We can lay down. Looks like we're clear there. So I'm going to start by looting third. Occasionally we'll check to see if we hear anybody below. There's a couple priority rooms here. We're going to hit the computer room. I don't always do this, but if you have the time, checking these 4 computers can get you a lot of money. Plus, there is a med box in here, which has a chance for LEDXs and optimiscopes. Blood set, med tools, and morphine. Again, stims are always great. We love stims. Pick up stims and put them in an injector case if you have one. Jumping over that. That's a little hop over you can do. You just have to get used to doing it. And then we're going to hit these computers. This is another spot you want to check. You can get lions, gold chains, bitcoins right here. We've got a gearbox and a DVL. The DVL Lobaev sniper. Bolt action can spawn right here. but we did not get any of those things. We'll check the box real quick because we're here. These boxes specifically can have SGC 10s. They can have some really good items, so they're pretty worth checking. Now that we're here, right at this doorway, I'm going to lay down, listen again. Do I hear anybody below me? Am I about to get surprised? Is someone trying to swing on the staircase? Doesn't seem like it. These racks are really good loot as well. They're good for quests. You can find items like alkali, hose, so on and so forth. And you can find good sell items like streamer items as well on these. We're going to hit gold room or 310. Looks closed. Based off the fact that I have heard nothing and these doors are closed still, I'm assuming I'm alone. So we're going to take our time and we're going to loot through all of this for our maximum value out of this run. So 310 used to be amazing. It's not quite as good anymore. Right? The spawns seem to be not quite as solid, but you still can get some really solid loot in here. Not Letixes, not graphics cards, but you got 2 duffel bags, and then on the tables, check the chair as well, and underneath, you can find Bitcoins, gold chains, lions, things like that. Duffel bags are underrated in this game, chat. I wouldn't recommend going after all of them, but if you have the time, grab them. This is actually awesome. This is a great example of 3 items that are great value per slot. Nuts are usually like 25K. M parts can be as much as that as well, usually more like 14, 15, and G phone is usually somewhere in the vicinity of 15 as well. We're running a really good tab right now. We probably have somewhere in the vicinity of, if this is if they're about 12K each, you can do the math and do a grid up, check it. You don't really have to, but we got a pretty solid value right now. Not really any big ticket items outside of the defib, but that's it. PM pistol. This isn't worth anything, but we have an open slot. Might as well put it there. It's like 5K. But it's 5K more, right? So we're going to walk out. Not worried about this. There can be ammo spawns here, by the way. You can go check this. There can be ammo spawns, but it's never really good ammo. We're going to hit 313 right here. 313 is a LEDX chance. Right here is where the LEDX will spawn. You have this big box, which you have guns and good mod parts. I'm not going to worry about that for now. Again, not as much of a priority for me. And then we're going to check the med bag. Calic is great. Soap is not great. Splint is not great. Looking outside. Check this little area. You can get R pliers and such. R pliers are worth somewhere in the vicinity of 15, 17K to therapist. There can be some mods that spawn here. We got a battle mag. Battle mags are actually a very good mag, and they usually have good ammo in them. So we got M995 out of that. This 2-spacer is actually probably worth quite a bit. This is an awesome pickup. We are going to grab that battle mag. Gonna run across. Another box out on the ledge. Always check your corner. If somebody hit 316, they could be hiding there. Little peek, nothing. We're open 316. Another room not a lot of people hit. Valuable for a lot of reasons. So we got some really good spawns. We got BS, a whole 120 stack. That is awesome. We got a minimal vector mag. Is this a 30 rounder or is this is the 30 rounder? So this is also a magazine that's probably pretty solid value. You may not know all the values if you're starting out, but 30 rounders are usually pretty good if they're for like 7.62, 5.1, or like like heavy hitting caliber weapon. And we got 2 boxes to hit. See if we get a decent mod item. We got a hammer. We got a really solid scope out of that. Another good suppressor. All right. From this point, we're going to push up to marked room. This is an open marked room. Don't just check the pig, check the back. Check in the circle. Make sure, look at that. It's a great example. Bitcoin on the ground. It takes up no space because it goes right into our SIG case. Now, we've done our due diligence. We can check the pig. Some pretty solid ammo. An ES lamp is good value per slot. I'm going to stop for a moment right at this swing. Listen underneath. We're going to keep rolling. Nobody moving on second floor at the moment. So 2 things here first. Part of the reason why Shoreline is, I think, underrated is a lot of people think you only need keys to have success, to make money. But you don't. There's a lot of rooms that are open rooms, like 311, this room that I'm at, 327, 219, admin, where you can make a lot of money without having a key. This is one a lot of people don't know about. 3rd floor on east side. Open up 327. You walk in. Oh, man, there's nothing here. Let's swing around the corner. Especially early wipe. This place is amazing. We got a chlorine pack. Chlorine can be as much as 45K on the market. It's a trade for, I believe, a med case, so they can go for a lot sometimes. We got M scissors. Not worried about that. We got alkali. Nothing else on the shelves, but you can get really solid items here. Keck tape, sort of things. It's great for early wipe. So let's take a look at our inventory real quick. So at this point, There are a couple things we know we're probably looking to get rid of. We're going to get rid of these M scissors. I'm actually not going to pick this up. Boom, boom. We're going to get rid of both of those guys. We've gotten rid of some of the ones that aren't going to do as well. Wires are probably 10, 11K. That's just probably our worst at the moment. Spark plugs, maybe good, maybe bad. I'm not sure, but we're going to hold on to that for now. A lot of people will get the 328 key. I recommend getting the sand utility key. It is unmarked, but the sand utility key is what goes to this. We're going to unlock this guy. This key can be used on 4 different doors around the resort. So it's definitely worth using. First thing we check is this table. You can get gold chains, you can get lions, you can get bitcoins here. It's a really nice spot. Then we're going to swing around. We got a motor on the desk. A motor is a great example of an item that people look at and go, oh, this is great. Because it's a big item that's worth 40, 50K. Break down the slot value of it, it's usually not going to be more than 10 or 11K. The only reason I might pick it up right now is just to make sure there's nothing underneath. And there isn't anything underneath. So I'm going to drop it. I'm going to check the computer. All right, nothing in there. So we're going to check the mod parts over here. ZK23 is just a little mod part. A lot of times, unless you clearly know the value of a mod part and know it's good, I just wouldn't recommend picking it up. The ZK23 is one that I know isn't very great. But if I'm like looking at it like, I'm not sure, I'd recommend just leaving it. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe it's a 30K, 40K muzzle brake. But if you're not sure, just leave the mod part. All right, so we're finished on 3rd floor. We're going to move down to 2nd, which means we should check 2nd. Got our laser on, checking underneath, checking that room, and we're going to do a little peek. We haven't heard anybody. So the very first thing I'm going to hit is in here. We're going to check this computer. Open room, easy peasy. Could get a graphics card, could get some good value per slot items. Didn't get anything. We're going to double check the med bag. Both of those are great pickup. Now, we're going to do a quick check in this room. On top of the dryer, good items can spawn. And on top of the ledge, also good items. All right, this right here, 226, is the best room/rooms on this side of the map. We are going to close this. We're going to check along this for LEDXs and other good items. LEDXs can spawn here. We're going to go check the carpet lip. This is a big one people miss. You got to get close to it. Check for your peripheral dot. You know, nothing there, but LEDXs and all sorts of other things will merge underneath the carpet here. All right, looks like we got a sheriff's badge, great value per slot, and we got a PGW. This is an awesome pickup right now. Right now, we're going to run the risk of dropping a mag because we have too much room taken up. So let's look. What do we not know the value of? What are we worried about? Tell you what, this is pretty clear and cut to me. We want to look at our big ones first that take up the most space. Worth keeping. 3 out of 5 CMS, not worth keeping for value, but if we get in a fight and we break our limbs or something happens and we can't patch ourselves up, it might cause us to die, so we want to hold on to that. NT4, so we're going to drop that. Another great value item. We're picking up this Tetris. Okay, we got to do the same comparison. Boom, we dropped the NT4. Power cord can be 30K or more. Most of our items here are 15K or better. We're taking a look. I don't think there's anything worth dropping to pick up the power cord. Hose early game is worth a lot. Right now, not so much. Nuts and nails are pretty awesome. We're going to drop the G-phone, grab the nuts. Graphics cards can spawn on this table, by the way, so you always want to double check for that. That's the big value item in this room. LEDXs are in 226. Nothing in the box. Set out of here. We want to check out 219 next. So we're going to go right here. It's just down the hallway from 226, 222. And we want to check these 2 spots. One, where the sheriff's badge is. Okay, right now, I'm going to run the risk. I'm deciding at this point we have good value items I don't want to drop. I'm going to run the risk of keeping that there for now. And then we want to check here. Is a chance for a LEDX. LEDX and graphics cards can both spawn here. Big value items. Nothing this time. We're going to do a little run across. And we're going to do a quick check for red key card. This is one I always check for. It would be right here. If you don't know what the red key card is, it is the single most valuable item in the game right now, but they're incredibly rare. Check this bag. Xenomorph. Probably about 30K, but 10K per slot. Not worth grabbing. Now we're walking up to 213. This is an open room. You don't need a key for this. Got a med bag and 2 big boxes. Calic, we like that. We're going to take. And then you got your 2 big boxes. I'm not going to worry about checking those right now. LEDX can spawn on the sill, can spawn on the table, the ground, or in here. Med items can also spawn, but we got nothing this raid. I am going to open 206. We're going to hit this very quickly. This is an awesome section of rooms that people don't know about. First things first, check this drawer for gold items, rare items, lions, bitcoins, so on and so forth. If you need hydro or food, it's gonna often spawn right by that. You got a bag and a med bag. I'm gonna quick check both these. All right. This is better than the bottle of clava in terms of value. I'm gonna put it on, so I'm gonna grab it. Easy peasy. Got an augmentin right here on the shelf. This is going to be a bunch of stim stuff right here. We've got a box here, a nice box here, a nice box here, and gold items can spawn here, bitcoins, so on and so forth. We're going to check our extract. You should probably be able to get out at about 20 minutes doing this full walkthrough if you're not pausing every time like I am to give information. There's also a fantastic room right here that is an open room I recommend hitting. I'm not going to loot it right now, but there's a dead body, there is a bag, and there is a box around the corner. All right, we are heading down to first floor right now. I'd like to take the outside staircase, laser on, walking down, double checking left, and then below us, people can hide on that staircase. Swinging corner. Keep moving. This door's not open most of the time, which means the scab probably went in there. It might still be. It's not at the moment. Checking left, nothing. Checking in there. Could have a scab up ahead. Look at that door real quick. Let's hit sand tape key. This is technically 110. There's a red handprint on the wall, first floor east. This is a pretty solid LEDX room. It used to be a lot better, but it's still pretty good. Looks like we got no spawn. No spawn here or here. There is a power bank we definitely want to pick up. I'm going to drop the CPU fan, grab the power bank, check for LEDX here and here. Check for gold items on this box, and you got a graphics card potential in the computer. Here, on the table and on the couch for gold items, because there's also this suitcase, which can have good items. Slickers. Raven, which we would like to pick up. We're nearing the end of our raid. I'm going to swap out our CMS at this point. We're going to pick up the Raven. One of the things with grabbing that Raven right there that you need to think about as well is that we have to repurchase a CMS. Now, CMS could be as much as 20, 30K. So that's a 3 out of 5 use CMS. We have more right now. It might not be worth it to drop your CMS because essentially the value of your CMS is double because you always want to have one. So if you have to buy another one, it might not be worth it. All right. Check to 107. There can be a graphics card here and LEDX on here. Check the med boxes usually. You want to make sure, you could get LEDX from them. This is the loot run for the most part that I hit. Sometimes I'll go further down and do a quick check in the bags in this room. And then swivel through here and double check this. It actually paid off. I'm going to pick up the keg tape. Double check for a scab in the corner. And now we got to make like a tree and get the fuck out. I like to go out the back side here, or essentially the dome side of the resort. The big dome is over in that back corner. And we're going to run like crazy. We're going to stop at this corner really quick, even though we're at limited time. And we're going to toss on some ibuprofen right now. The reason for that is if we get shot and our legs get broken as we're trying to leave, we are dead in the water. By the way, I would recommend checking this guard shack. On there, you can find gas tanks, you can find water filters, and there's two jackets right there you can loot. But we're going to keep moving because we want to make sure we get it out of the raid. This is a great example. Say you take a really long time to raid, but you haven't hit everything. Maybe there's even a room that could have a LEDX in it you haven't gotten to. Sometimes you need to be willing to call it anyway to guarantee you get out with the loot that you have in the first place. Yes, maybe you get there in time, maybe you don't. And then all the value and all the time you invest in that raid go away. So not only did you lose your gear, but the time that you invested in that raid also counts against you, because you could have been doing other raids where you made more money, but instead you died. How much time am I committing to each raid? How much of a budget am I running for the gear I'm running? How bad will it hurt if I lose it? Do I have the ability to run more gear? Do I have pre-set up stuff? And what map am I going to go to, and what loot am I going to try and grab? So all those things are important to think about. We're just hard pushing out here at this point. I don't really hit stashes, chat. I'll be fully honest. People talk about ground stashes and things like that all the time. If you're a woods main, if you hit them on interchange, I totally get it. It's great loot. I understand that. You get really good things. But when I go to the shoreline, I prioritize trying to find Luddexes. And your best chance of finding Luddexes is in the resort itself. But we are going to make a quick stop right here at these 2 trees, right by our extract at Road Customs, and see if we can't get anything from here. Nothing great, just toothpaste. Let's make sure we get out of here alive. We're going to go booking it for the extract. 2 wipes ago, they got rid of the scavs that guard this extract. They do not exist anymore. So if you hear something up here, it is more than likely a player. I like to run up and shoot this bush. And then I'm going to run right to this corner, double check around. I'm going to lay down. And that is how to have a good raid on Shoreline, even without getting a big ticket item like a Ludex or graphics card if it's early wipe. Even without funding those things, we probably made somewhere in the vicinity of, I would say, at least 800K to 1.2 mil. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you can use the information I presented. If you'd like to watch me do this live, you can always go to twitch.tv/IceBurglar, spelled ICEBRRRGLAR. Please like and subscribe as well, and hopefully we see you again.